So I'm saying the name as access. For access modifier, I'm saying am, okay, main method and finish. So this is a class created. Now in case of Java, okay, we have four different type of access modifiers. Okay, access modifiers. There are four types: public, private, protected, and default. Okay, so I'll create, see, these access modifiers you can apply at method level, variable level. When we say access modifier, the name itself says, okay, we are modifying the access of method and variable. Okay, we have seen this part in the very first lecture itself, right? How to access a global variable, non-static. How to access it? With the help of object. Okay, with the help of objects. So we are able to access that object, a variable, global variable, with the help of this object. So with different access modifiers, where you can access these variables or methods, that we are going to see or understand, because there should be a difference between all these four, right? So what I will do, I'll say public integer pub equals 10. Now this is nothing but a variable of type integer having value as 10. Access modifier is public. Okay, so for public, private, and protected, you have to keep this name in front of the variable or method. Okay, in front of the method you have to keep this particular thing. Now for private also, I'll say private integer pri equals 20. This could be any name. Okay, this could be any name, but right now I'm saying, I'm giving this name so that when we are accessing, we can understand, okay, this is a public variable and private. And then we have protected integer pro equals 30. Okay, and for default you don't have to write anything. Okay, for default you don't have to write anything, as in front you don't have to write anything. So whatever variables we have created so far, they are nothing but default variables. Okay, okay, fine. Now to access these variables, I have told you, we have to create an object, access it using object or instance of the class, right? So for that, how to create an object over here? If I want to create an object of this class, how can I create it? What should I write? To create an object of this class in main method, what should I write over here? Just follow this line. Class name, object name, new class name. Okay, so what should I write over here? What is the class name? Am. Okay, then object name, I can, this here, this is nothing but a constructor. Okay, this is your constructor which is giving an instance of the class. See why I'm repeating all this thing again and again, because you should remember this part. This is the core concept of Java or programming language, any programming language, and this concept is going to be used in your WebDriver portion. You will be able to write the program easily and with understanding, but you won't be able to explain the line to someone else. If someone asks what is a constructor, what it returns, what is an object, okay, you have to explain it to the other person if you go for interview. Okay, otherwise it's not needed. Fine. Now with the help of object, if I say a dot, okay, see, I can access public, private, protected, and default. All the variables I am able to access it. If it is coming over here, that means I can access it over here. So I'll say public. I can change the value. I can say 100. Okay, I'm just increasing the number. Okay, value over here is 100. This is 10. This is 100. So I can change the value of all the variables. So with this, what is it, table, public access modifier or public variable. If it is the same class, I can access it. Yes. If it's private, same class, I can access it. Protected, I can access. Default, I can access. So all the variables and methods, if they are defined in the class, in a particular class, and whether it is public, private, protected, or default, I can access any of them in that particular class with the help of object or without object. Okay, that clear for same class. Now we'll go with this particular example. So what it says, another class, same package, and without inheritance. So let now tell me how can I achieve this? So I have to create another class in the same package. Okay, create another class. So I will create another class. I will say as am1. Okay, main method, finish. So another class in the same package where am is created. Okay, or you can say these variables where this variables are created, and without inheritance. So without inheritance, same concept, but I have to create an object of am class. Why? Because these variables right now belong to class am. The moment I do inheritance, in that case I will be able to access with the help of child class object. Okay, but right now there is no concept of parent or child without inheritance. So in case if I want to access any of these variables, I have to access with the help of that particular class object only. So I will copy this. Okay, I'll copy this and paste it over here. Fine. And now I'll say a dot. See how many variables you can access? Three. Which one is missing? Private is missing. Okay, so rest of the access modifier variables you can access: public, protected, and default. So with this table you can see private you cannot access. Okay, so basically with this diagram you can say private is accessible only in the same class. For any other class in any other package or any other whatever same package, you are not able to access it. So the name itself tells you, okay, public means when we say it's a public property means everyone can use it. Okay, if I say this is a private property, that means that particular person that property belongs to, he can only use it. So it is belonging to the same class. So that variable or method can be accessible over there. It cannot be accessible anywhere else. So this is very straightforward, right? Public and private. Now comes protected and default. Okay, and with another example, let's say another class, same package with inheritance. If I want to make inheritance over here, okay, I want to inherit am class over here. What should I write? Very good. So extends am, right? But then I don't have to create an object of am, that is parent class. In that case, I have to create an object of child class am1. Okay, so I'll say am1. Okay, and am1. Simple. Now I'll say a dot, again default, protected, and public. I can access all of them. Correct, right? So another class, same package with inheritance. Yes, yes, and yes. For private, it's it as web driver. Okay, finish. So this is created. Then I'll create a new class. I'll say as am2. Okay, main method. It says without inheritance. Not writing extends am. Okay, that is not needed. Okay. Now again same question. If I want to access these variables in this particular class, how can I access them? How can I access them? If I want to access variables or methods through object. Object of which class? Am class. Perfect. Perfect. So am equals, okay, new am. Okay. But right now I'm getting an error over here. Okay. Below am class I'm getting a red line. Okay. I'll mouse over. What it says, am cannot be resolved to a type. So Java is actually not able to understand what this is. because I have created this class in another package, and am does not belong to this package. So Java is confused as in what is this am. So you have to bring the reference. So import statement, import am. Okay. So you are saying, okay, import definition of am class from Java basics. Okay, import the definition of am class from Java basics. Okay, or you can say you are telling Java that am class belongs to Java basics package. Okay, so that is the statement says import this. Sure. Now if you say a dot, now which variable you can access? Only public. Okay, so with default and protected, first of all, default cannot be accessed outside the same package. Okay, outside the same package, default is not accessible. Okay, protected, static is a different thing. Right now we are talking about non-static. Static can be accessed with the name of class. Okay, so it does not matter whether it's object. We are not able to access with object. So okay, default cannot be accessed in another package. Protected can only be accessed in another package only with inheritance. Okay, only with inheritance. So it's only public which is accessible. Yes and yes. Okay, another package without inheritance, with inheritance. Private anyways we cannot access it. Default also we cannot access if it is another package. Okay, but with protected, okay, another package only with the help of inheritance. So now if I say, okay, if I say extends am, okay, so I'll create an object of child class. Okay, am2 and am2 fine. So now we have created an object of child class, and now if I say a dot c, I can access protected variable over here. So with the help of inheritance, if I do inheritance, I can access protected as well as public. Okay, so this is the benefit, or you can say not benefit, basically this is the way access modifier works. Okay, because with the name itself, okay, you can understand we are modifying the access level at variable as well as method levels. So if you want, okay, if in a particular class if you want a variable named url, okay, and you are storing the value of url, okay, definitely this is a string, so I'll say string. Okay. Mm, this is a string. Now you want that in the entire program, okay, no one should be able to change the url, okay, of the website. No, in any particular class with inheritance, without inheritance, no one should be able to change. That is your requirement. Then make it just as private. So in this particular class only you can access that url. No one should be able to change your class variable anywhere. Value of your class, because he is not able to access it. Okay, that is one reason. Clear? There is also one what do you say, keyword that is called as final. Okay, that will restrict to change the value also. Okay, right now I'm saying you should not, one should not be able to access this url, but what if some way he is able to access it, like if I say I'll write it this way. Okay, I'll say public string get url. Okay, if I say this way, and I'll say return url. So with this method, which is a public method, you are able to access the private variable. Okay, okay. So somehow I don't want the other person to change the value of this variable. In that case, what I will say, final. Okay, I'll make it as final. Okay, I'll discuss this final later on also. But right now, understand final is nothing but a constant. You are restricting any other user to change the value of this variable. Okay. That is what it says. Chalo. So this is all about access modifier, guys. You should be able to understand this table and remember this table. With the name itself, it says public. You should be able to access it everywhere, whether it's a variable or method. Any class, any package without an inheritance, you can access it. For private, you can access only on in the same class where it is created. Okay. Protected, you can access in the same package outside that package, but only with the help of inheritance. You can access it. For default, you can access only in the same package where that particular variable is created, in whichever class it is created. That class, whatever class it has been created, okay, a package, okay, that particular class belongs to, in that particular package only that variable or method can be accessible. So this is all about access modifier. Maximum time we are going to use public. Okay. Sometimes you will be able to see private, but not that much. Okay. And default. Protected, I have not seen that much implementation, but because it is part of Java and theory, you have to understand each and everything. Okay. So this completes our access modifier part also.